Hello, and welcome to another one of my nagging thoughts. I want to share with you very briefly 3 things from the Bible that identify red flags that should cause you to take a closer look and maybe do some digging around to see if there might be some hint of infidelity in your marriage. So before I get to those 3 things, I want to tell you why I want to share these things with you. There is kind of a deadly formula out there for marriage right now, and it's kind of a 2-step process. So the first is just the nature of love. If you look in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7, it says that love bears, believes, hopes, and endures all things. So love by nature is just going to give the person that you're in love with the benefit of the doubt. They are not going to suspect that you're treacherously running game behind their back. That's just the nature of love. Then, when you combine that with messages from the manosphere that specifically instruct women to respect men emotionally shutting down and withdrawing and going into man caves and on mancations and all of these sorts of things, what the net result is of these 2 things is a huge accountability vacuum and a blind spot for which adultery can absolutely grow unchecked in the shadows. So, if that is possibly happening in your marriage, and not to say that these things can't happen with women as well, but there is a particular danger when it comes to the headship submission dynamics within Christian marriage. So here's 3 red flags from the Bible that should kind of get you to maybe start to question if this is possibly affecting your marriage. Number 1. Hypocrisy. Romans 12:9 says that love must be without hypocrisy. It must be sincere. So if the person that you love is holding you up to a standard that they themselves are not living up to, that is a red flag right there in and of itself. Galatians 5:14 says that loving your neighbor is the summation of the law. So if they are not being compassionate towards you, that is a sign that their eyes are not fixed on Jesus at a very minimum. Okay, number 2, if they have an expectation of no negativity, that you have to be positive and affirming all the time, this could be a sign that they are talking to an adulterous woman. If you look up Proverbs 5:3, it says the adulterous woman flatters. Her words drip honey and they are smoother than oil. And that could simply be the expectation that your spouse now has of you, that you should be this fantasy woman who is just fluffing up his ego pillows and not having to pay bills and be responsible with her. The third and really biggest red flag is if your spouse starts to treat you with contempt. Matthew 6:24 says that when it comes to our union with God, that we cannot serve 2 masters. We will love one and despise the other. And that is simply what happens in marriage when you allow your heart to start delighting in another. So I hope these 3 tips from Scripture, hypocrisy, no negativity, and contempt, I hope they help you identify any potential degree of infidelity in your marriage so that you can address it before hopefully it gets consummated into a sin that gives birth to death to your marriage. And I hope that this is helpful to you, and I look forward to seeing you next Nagging Thought. All right, God bless.